Good morning. I came across a really fascinating story, true story that took place about 70 years ago. It was about a British tennis star named Gem Gilbert, Gem. Her real name was Daphne, but as a little girl, she found out that she was quite good at playing tennis, and everyone just said she's a real gem. And so she became known as Gem Gilbert and became a professional tennis player of some success. But when she was a little girl, her mother developed a toothache. And this was back before there was any anesthesia. There was no pain-killing medicine of any kind. And she went with her mom when she went to the dentist to have this tooth pulled. Now, can you imagine how painful that would be to have a tooth pulled with no anesthesia, no pain deadening? I can tell you that when Marcia and Dr. Bill Kroom went to Russia, that's what was happening to the patients there. This was about 20 plus years ago now. They would go there and people hated going to the dentist because they still had no pain-killing medicine. And so when Dr. Kroom came, well, Bill was such a wonderful man. He brought that pain-killing medicine and everybody loved it. They all lined up to go see him because of one moment at a time, they could finally have a painless surgery of whatever was going to happen in their mouth. Well, Gem Gilbert's mom went to the dentist, had no pain-killing medicine. And this little girl there was with her mom, and they pulled her tooth, and the pain was so excruciating, she went into shock. And not only did she go into shock, she would ultimately die. Well, needless to say, that had a profound impact on Gem. She was so traumatized by it that she knew she would never go to a dentist. And so she never did. 30 years would go by. She would have all kinds of different problems with her teeth, but she would never go to the dentist. She would just wait for it somehow to get better. But finally, she had enough pain. This was in the 1950s now. She had a toothache, and the pain was really getting great. There were some things now that the dentist could do, but she was still so afraid what would happen. And so she decided she would not go to the dentist office, but she invited the dentist to come to her home. She felt it would be safer there, it'd feel better there. But she didn't just invite the dentist, she then called her doctor and said, "Would you come and be with me in my home?" And then she called her pastor and said, "Would you come and be in my home, to have a prayer with me, to hold my hand?" He agreed. She then called several of her best friends to come and be with her so that, again, she could be surrounded by a community and feel good about having the people there with her. So finally the day came, her dentist came to her home, and there was her doctor, and there was her pastor, and there were a few friends. And she finally went over and sat down in the chair, and the dentist pulled up right beside her. He said, "All right, now open your mouth." And Gem Gilbert opened her mouth, and she died. She literally died. And the dentist never touched her. The next day in the newspaper there in London, they ran the story and it said, Gem Gilbert died from 30 years of worrying about the past. How often we destroy our lives worrying about the past? We can kill our spirit. It was the Apostle Paul who said, "Forgetting what lies behind and straining forward to what lies ahead." The goal, the upward call of Christ Jesus. Don't let the past and the struggles, the pain, the mistakes, the guilt you may have in the past kill your spirit. Right now it's time to forget what lies behind, strain forward to what lies ahead, and let God call you into a beautiful new day. Have a great day.